B, that's the main classroom wing. As you can see, it's going to be two-story. More to this end is going to be the lab spaces, biology, chemistry, that kind of thing. And as it goes across, as we walk down this corridor, we'll get back to that main entry.
You know, of course, what we did is we surveyed students about when we started thinking about the different types of CTE things that we wanted. But cosmetology is still one of our biggest courses that our students take. I mean, we have girls and boys take the cosmetology class. It is not one of the high demand, high wage pathways that the state has now named, but we continue to keep it because our students do make good wages with it, and they learn a lot from this program. They get certificates, they clock hours. Our teacher's fantastic for this. So we really worked hard to make sure we kept this as part of the school. And so this is where all the cosmetology will be. There's a classroom over there, but this is like the actual lab workroom where all the sinks, right? This is
sinks, and this side would be like for all the hair dryers and that type of thing.
But it does have specs. If you're going to build it, you have to build it a certain size. So it's built to spec based on what we have to have if we do have cosmetology. So we're going to keep the program.
Area, if you will. You can see we'll have big overhead doors up here, and they'll actually have car lifts in here to be able to work on automotive. We've also got welding stations set up here beside me. That's kind of what the little individual booths will be, so they'll be able to teach welding here as well. To the other side of that room is going to be ROTC. They'll have where they'll be able to set up over there.
And that's our second largest CTE, is ROTC as well.
Kind of the CTE wing and building, if you will. There'll be secure storage out where Miss Brown is, where they'll be able to keep fuels for the automotive and acetylene for the welding. And then all of this will be behind a secure gate, and it'll be a fenced-in courtyard area, and that'll give ROTC a place where they can practice marching and outdoor drills, as well as, but still be inside a fence and in a secure area for safety purposes.
So we were asked as well about growth. So the end of this building right here was left that way because we could add on to the end of that building for growth if we grow students. And these are just the windows, but look at the view. Isn't that great?
You can kind of look out and get a little bit of a better idea of the volume of the cafeteria. We'll walk through in a minute, but that's going to be the cafeteria, so you can see the height and what a great space that'll be for students. And then, like I said, we will recreate the bridge look down the side of the cafeteria over here. So when you're standing out in the courtyard and look back towards the cafeteria, you'll see that bridge being imitated there in the design. I know that was very important to a lot of the public, as well as the school district, to kind of get that recreated as part of this new, the new build.
Well, if we have recruiters or sponsors, colleges come in, this is our whole career center right here, and I'll have little cubbies and offices. On this side of the wall, there'll be it'll be glass, but it'll also have like a clear a bulletin board type thing where we can hang pennants or posters or ACT scores, all that different stuff on that side.
We'll have multiple check-in points at campus, but all of them will become two double doors.
Like I'm in a vestibule, and this will be the vestibule where he's standing is like, this is where a waiting area is before you are let in the building. So these two doors, you'll check in at these two doors and be let in. We'll have security right here, and of course our door person, and this is all a vestibule area. But what you're looking right behind you is our history wall. That's going to be the Pine Bluff High history wall.
That will represent all the school districts that are now part of the Pine Bluff district as a whole. So you've got, Alzheimer and Dollar Way and Wabaseka, and there's several of them, but the school district will be represented here as kind of a history wall of how the district has come to be over the years.
Study carrels that have these glass fronts, but like different little spots for students to go in, study. Of course, all that's glass. In the middle will be a door, glass to the courtyard.
There'll be a two-story lobby in between the two that'll let you come in and either go to the left to the arena, or you'll go to the right and go into the auditorium. There'll be ticket booths in there as well for events, and there'll be a main entrance over there for the west side. They'll have a large parking area, for as people are coming in to go to events in either one of those buildings, or there'll be access to other gates on the north side to get up to the ticket booths for the football stadium. This is going to be the cafeteria for students. And so, to your right over here, you'll have glass overlooking the courtyard. the bridge that we talked about earlier. You kind of see where the slab goes out. That's where that bridge is going to be, kind of a 2-story volume. So if you're standing in the courtyard looking back to the court, that's where the bridge would come across. It kind of ties back in a little bit of heritage to what was, from McFadden over to the McGeorge building. We're talking about, again, it's sized for the entire campus to be on. So all of the students, all the administrators, teachers, and a little bit of room for growth. Eventually, like I said, this will have a full wood basketball court in it that would be set up for volleyball and basketball. PE can be used in here, and so it'll be a great flex space, for the school to use. It will have some bathrooms over here to the side. It's set up with natural ventilation, so in the event that there's a power outage, which happens a lot, obviously, in tornadoes, what looks like windows down there are actually louvers, and same thing up here. This is escape louver, so what it's set up to do in the event of a power outage, they fail open so that air can naturally draft low to high and keep air movement in here until it's safe to come out. Right. If you think about the arena, this is going to be, you're going to come in high as a patron coming in and then come down. So if you think about like the Jack in UALR, it's going to be similar to that, where you'll come in at a concourse level and then seating will come down. And so we're actually on the bottom floor right now. This will be like locker rooms. You'll have 4 locker rooms going around for boys and girls. And that'll kind of be all underneath. You'll have a concourse above our head in this area for what, that you'll be able to walk around with concession areas up top. There'll actually be a hospitality suite down here in this corner, which will be a really neat thing for the school itself, and I think they'll have opportunities to rent those out for potentially to groups. There's some opportunities there for people to donate to as far as seating and things like that in there, but that will actually open up both ways. So in that hospitality suite, you'll have seating that'll come down here and you'll be able to watch the arena, or there's exterior seating that'll go out to the outside and you can sit there and watch a football game. So that'll kind of be set up dual, and that'll be over here in this northeast corner. We'll have seating that'll come in. We've got precast seating concrete seating that'll come up with chairs that'll be on those. And so that's the reason kind of the whole center's out still. We've got to be able to get cranes in here to set those big precast bleachers that'll be going up around. And then, eventually this will all get infilled and we'll have a new full-size competition court here. The auditorium, there'll be a big 2-story lobby that we talked about that you'll be able to enter in from the west side of campus. And that'll kind of be the main secure entry from the west side. That potentially students could be parking over there and coming in depending on the number of students that we have, but also would be the main entrance for all the public coming in to the arena as well as the auditorium. There'll be another elevator over here as well to service this side of the building so that we have opportunities for people to get in.
So we have 2 student entrances. I know he said that, but we'll have that man with security as well. They'll have badges to get in down there, and then that one as well. All the classrooms, all the things will have key fob. Instead of actual keys, everybody will have a fob to get in and out of their classroom. Teachers, that is.
Have an outdoor balcony, so you'll be able to look down over the football field. So that'll be a really neat space, to be able to watch a game from up here.
Who wants to sponsor a seat? You can have it.
For sure.
Inside seats, I'm always in.
That's right. So the other thing,
There's seats
in the hospitality suite that'll be right here above us.
that you can watch the game.
Yeah, so you'll have a hospitality suite that'll be right here that'll
love
actually serve the arena. So you'll be able to have seating that would come down and be able to watch a game in the arena. And there would actually be some seating that would face the football stadium as well for a football season. So you could actually rent that out and go either direction. So that'll be great for multi-sport. The other thing I kind of wanted to mention in this area, you notice how much higher we are. You can get a real good view of it here, of the change in elevation between where the old school was and where the new campus was. Obviously, flooding was a huge concern with the old campus, and technically when they redid the flooding zone, the school parts of the school were below the floodplain. Plaza will come up and actually turn the corner, and the new concession area will start about right where the edge of those bleachers are. And so you'll be coming in and right off those ticket booths and be able to go right to the new concession area. And then that'll step down, and the new press box will run from about the 30 to the 30, as opposed to this one that goes about 10 yards.
Yeah.
So it'll be a very large upgrade. There'll be room for filming. and coaches and all of that type of thing, or a standard size press box for a high school of this grade. So the home side, originally was over here. We're actually going to transfer the home side to the west, and that will become the visitor side. And then there will be some additional seating that will be added as part of this project. And then there'll actually be a room for more additional seating that could go down on the north end that won't be part of this project, but there's a plan to have some more in the future as needed.